All right, guys, welcome back. Today you're getting everything. Real Persyst data, shoulder recovery updates, the peptide stack I'm running, what happened on my terrible whoop day, the 10-pound drop mid-session, the cleanest singles I've hit in months, all of it. These first 2 weeks have been a ride, and the numbers tell the entire story. My shoulder's been beat up for a while. Pressing irritated it, stability was trash, and it's been holding my bench back. But over the last couple weeks, something finally shifted. It's been feeling tighter, more stable, and less angry during pressing. Not perfect, but moving in the right direction. And that gave me the confidence to run this Persyst block exactly as written. So all right, before we dive into the peptide stack and all the experimental recovery stuff I'm running, do me a favor. If you want this level of honesty, data, and behind the scenes bench rebuild chaos, hit subscribe, smash the like button, and drop a comment. Because the algorithm only works if you bully it a little. So let's shove this video in front of the people who actually care. Quick rundown of the setup so you understand the ecosystem feeding into all of this. I'm using the Persyst Persyst for spotting, velocity, and 1RM tracking. I'm benching on the Advanced Muscle Mechanics Launchpad, sitting on the Bastet 2.0 bench, which is about a ½ inch lower than standard. But once the launch pad's on it, it puts me at the exact angle I like. It's probably all mental, but I bench better in that zone. I've got the AMM wrist wraps on because my right wrist inflames sometimes. And I'm using a belt because UPS life destroys your lower back between getting in and out of the truck and bouncing on back roads all day. And bar-wise, I used the RiFit Patriot bar on the very first Monday, but I had to chalk up because the knurl wasn't grabbing. So after that, I switched to the Hansu stainless steel power bar, which instantly felt better. So before we get into the training data, let's talk about the peptide stack. Every time I post anything about recovery or strength, my DMs blow up. So here's the deal. Yes, I'm running a peptide stack. No, I'm not giving you dosages. And no, I'm not giving you reconstitution instructions. These are research chemicals. I'm not a medical professional, and this video is not an instructional manual. But I am going to explain what they are, why I'm using them, and what they're supposed to do in the body, because nobody explains it clearly. All right, so I'm doing CJC 1295 with no DAC with ipamorelin, which is my foundation. I take these twice a day subcutaneously. CJC no DAC is a GHRH analog. It tells your pituitary, release growth hormone in natural pulses. Ipamorelin is a ghrelin mimic. It binds the ghrelin receptors and signals release that growth hormone right now. Together, they don't blast growth hormone unnaturally. They increase the frequency of growth hormone pulses, which is much more natural and sustainable. So these pulses influence tissue repair, collagen synthesis, tendon and ligament recovery, sleep, and overall inflammation. So I'm about 2 months into it now, and this is the first time my shoulder has consistently felt tighter, more stable, and less angry during pressing. It's not perfect, but it's trending in the right direction. All right, so what's actually happening? You know, increased GH leads to increased IGF-1 from the liver. IGF-1 is what drives muscle repair, satellite cell activation, anti-inflammatory pathways, tissue remodeling, nutrient partitioning, tendon and joint healing. So most people who chase GH are actually chasing IGF-1 effects. CJC and IPA create the recovery environment. So that's where I enter the IGF-1 LR3 only on workout days. It's got a longer half-life and higher receptor affinity. It's believed to improve muscle hypertrophy, repairing damaged fibers, growing new fibers, amino acid uptake, glucose uptake, satellite cell activation. It's the conversion of training stress into adaptation. And yes, IGF-1 may also help build muscle because it increases satellite cell activation and improves nutrient uptake into the muscle fibers. But for me, the bigger goal right now is tissue repair and reinforcing shoulder stability. IGF-1 helps your body use the training you're doing. And I only take it on the workout days because that's when I want the increased nutrient partitioning and recovery signaling. So, why stack them? It's pretty simple. CJC and IPA prepares the soil, IGF-1 LR3 grows the seeds, training's the sunlight, protein's the water, and Persyst is how I track the progress. It's all a system. Let's talk about some boundaries here. Just to be clear, if you DM me about dosages, reconstitution, injection protocols, or how to run any of this, I'm not going to answer. I can't answer. I'm not a medical professional. This is simply what I'm doing, what these compounds are supposed to do, and why they fit into this phase of my recovery. So, all right, now let's get into week one, because this is where the story starts. Week one, Monday, which is the first real test. You know, walking into week one, I genuinely didn't know how the shoulder was going to hold up. And I used a Refit Patriot bar, which meant chalking up like a power lifter from 1993. But the moment I looked at the Persyst numbers, things kind of clicked. Bar speed, 0.39 meters per second to 4.7. 1RM estimates around 190, no weird sticking points, and a clean path. This was the first time I thought, okay, maybe I'm not as far off as I thought. So let's get into Wednesday, which is the volume punch. This is the first gut check day. It's clusters. They look innocent on paper, 6 sets of 3, but those little clusters bite fast. You finish the first rep thinking, all right, this feels fine. And then reps 2 and 3 slow down just enough that Persyst exposes everything. So my velocity loss climbed, 1RM estimates dipped, speed dropped into the low 40s. You know, but my shoulder stayed tight, my technique stayed fairly clean, and Wednesday basically told me, you're not weak, you're just under conditions for cluster work, and honestly, that was pretty good news. So, Friday is where, you know, it's the quiet confidence day. It's not loud, it wasn't hype, it's just consistent. 5 singles, each landing 0.35 to 0.47 meters per second. 184 to 203 estimated 1RM, and I had 0 velocity loss. It wasn't about hitting PRs, it was about proving my shoulder could handle load without screaming. And I racked the bar thinking, if this is week 1, week 3 might just be fun. All right, so now we're into week 2, and this is where things get interesting. So week 2's Monday was, oh damn, I'm fast today. Same workout as week 1, but faster, cleaner, more explosive. Persyst literally showed negative velocity loss, meaning I sped up as the session went on. That's when I stopped worrying about the shoulder and started trusting the program. Then we move into Wednesday of week 2, which was my fatigue wall plus smart adjustments, because this is where the infamous 16% whoop recovery day, deep red, and Wednesday does not lie. First cluster was slow, Persyst flagged it instantly. So instead of pretending I'm superhuman, I did the smart thing. I dropped 10 pounds after set 1. That saved the session. Velocities dipped into the 20s, but reps were clean. I still hit 7, 9, 7, 9. Shoulder held, form held, fatigue was limiting, not pain. So Wednesday said, you're tired, but you're not injured. And that's a huge difference. So we move into Friday of week 2, which was the strongest block of the entire 2-week session. Friday was the cleanest pressing I've done in months. Every single moved the same. 0.29 to 0.36 milliseconds, 1RM, 191 to 203, 0 velocity loss, tight, stable, confident reps. Not heavier, just better. This is exactly what you want at the end of an accumulation block. Final takeaway, week 1 built the foundation, week 2 tested it, and the data shows exactly what I needed to see. My bar speed improved, my technique tightened, my shoulder stability improved, you know, and Persyst's feedback stayed consistent. Fatigue didn't derail the program, and I'm finishing week 2 stronger than when I started week 1. So, let's talk a little bit about week 3 and 4. And, you know, we're gonna be working on sticking point developments. So this is where the entire program shifts gears. The entire focus of this block is attacking the sticking point from every possible angle, eccentrics, isometric, and concentric. So when we get into the heavy negative block later, the bar actually moves through those weak positions instead of dying there. Every day this week is intentionally designed to stress the sticking point differently. Monday. So I'm going to be using a different program. It's called Assist to Pin, 4 sets of 6 reps. This is the concentric version of sticking point training. I press normally, and if I stall at the exact spot where I usually get pinned, Persyst gives just enough help to push the bar 2 to 3 inches above that weak zone, and then I finish the rep myself. So Monday teaches me to push through the sticking point, not into it. Perfect bar path, no grinders, all controlled. So we get to Wednesday, which was a little confusing for me at first. It's pause negatives. 3 sets, 4 reps. I have to use the trial mode. So Wednesday is the eccentric and isometric attack on the sticking point. There's no pause negative mode, so Chris confirmed you run this using trial mode, and here's exactly how it works. I lower the bar under full control for 5 seconds negatively, completely unassisted. When I hit the sticking point, that same spot about 3 or 4 inches above my chest, I hold it there for 2 full seconds. That's pure isometric tension right at the weakest part of my bench. Persyst isn't holding the bar, I am. It just waits. It counts the 2 seconds, and after I finish that hold, Persyst then assists the bar back up so I can start the next negative without grinding. It just repeats this over and over and over again. So Wednesday is slow eccentric into the sticking point. Isometric hold in the sticking point, then an assisted reset, and then repeat. This day builds shoulder stability, bar path discipline, and actual strength where my reps normally die. So we get to Friday. Now Friday's assist to negative day. It's 3 sets, 5 reps. And this is the fatigue version of sticking point training. I control the entire eccentric. And if I stall on the way back up, Persyst assists the concentric just enough to get me back to the top for another negative. This loads the sticking point under fatigue, not just once in a fresh state, but repeatedly as the muscles get tired. This is going to be a grinder. It's basically a controlled punishment for weak zones, but in a way that's safe and measurable. All right, so that's exactly how weeks 3 and 4 are built. And now that you know what's coming, make sure you're here for the actual unveiling. I'm going to run every single piece of this: the assist to pin, the slow 5-second negatives, the 2-second holds at the sticking point, and those nasty assist to negatives on Friday, and document all of it with the Persyst data. So if you want to see how this block really feels in real time, hit subscribe, drop a like, and let me know in the comments what day you think is going to punch me in the face the hardest. So week 3 starts the next video, and I'll see you in the unveiling.